A brilliant, quick way to switch between multiple lenses in the field, the multi-turret.
Cinema 5D at NAB 2019 is brought to you by B&H, the professional source for all your video needs. CVP, the leading specialists in creative cine, video and photo solutions. Blackmagic Design, creating amazing solutions for film, post-production and television. Joby, connect and create. And Manfrotto, imagine more.
Hi, this is Nino from Cinema 5D. We're here at NAB 2019 with Ian. Hi Ian, how are you?
Good, thanks.
So we just ran into you 2 days ago with this here at the press room. It's called the multi-turret. Yeah. Very, very interesting concept. This is a prototype. What can you tell us about it?
Well, it's a lens adapter system, so it adapts between, in this case, E mount and EF, provides full functionality, and we've all seen that before, but this part here is the interesting part. So it allows you to quickly reposition a lens in front, switch lenses essentially. And so on the FS7, we can mount 3 EF mount lenses. And so you can quickly, while you're shooting a scene, change from, say, in this case, a 14 mil to flip over to 100 mil. So if, particularly for documentaries, which is my background, if you quickly need to change, something happens during the scene and you quickly need to be able to change the field of view, you can do that without needing to pull the lens off and watch the event happen in front of you as you try to jam your new lens on. Yeah, and it provides all the benefits of zoom, primes, so your thin depth of field, your low light performance, and it gives you a bigger field of view range than you'd get off any zoom. Like there isn't a 14 to 100 zoom out there with like a 50 mil in the middle. And some folks have said, yeah, but with the zoom, you get every range in the middle. But generally, what I find when I'm working with the zoom is I'm using it as a variable prime anyways. I'm not generally using the zoom function. So 3 lenses, generally you can shoot most scenes in my experience. So
yeah. It's absolutely brilliant. I mean, every show I think we hope to see something that makes us smile, and this is the one. I mean, it's not a new idea, of course.
No.
So I mean, in the past there were Super 16 cameras, correct, 35 cameras, Bolex that did that. Yeah. Why did nobody else do that before?
I've been hearing that over and over. I think the big thing, what Sony did when they introduced E-mount was they reduced the flange depth, and that gave us this profile here, this basically 23 millimeters or so to work with. And of course, most people, this is the Metabones that's mounted up here, so you can see that same depth. Most people just stuck a piece of metal in there to give it that and continued on the way, right? But when I was struggling with this problem and joking with my ACs over this, every time we'd watch a scene disappear in front of us as we were struggling with lenses, I joke, what we need is a lens turret, and then realized we could take advantage of that depth, build the turret out of that, and still provide full functionality. So you can adjust your aperture electronically. You get all your information back. The stabilized lenses work. And then we can even use PL mount or K mount or F mount or whatever you want.
Yeah, whatever you could adapt to an E mount.
Correct.
So, in order to be able to adapt the aperture, you obviously need to use a Metabones adapter,
correct,
which you are kind of have mounted up here, and you milk it for its aperture functionality,
correct,
right?
Yeah. So rather than building our own protocol translation device, we took advantage of a very nice job that Metabones has done here. So essentially, you can take your own EF to E mount adapter and place it in line here, and then when you're using the turret, and then within say 30 seconds you have this whole thing off. It just pops off. There's no modifications to the camera necessary, so you release the breech lock. There's one bolt here, and then you place that back in front and use your lenses as before. So there's no need to buy a second additional adapter to do the talking between.
Yeah, that's brilliant, because that's probably what most R&D would have to go in. So this is a prototype. You guys are not a company yet. What are the plans? Where you want to take this from here?
Well, I'm a cinematographer first and foremost, and this is just a problem that I saw repeatedly, and the frustrations that it's like a little love letter to the industry, because I know I'm not the only one who stays awake at night going, damn it, if only we had got that shot.
You're absolutely right. I shoot a lot of documentaries, and that's exactly the one problem you have. You usually carry 1 or 2 lenses slung over your shoulder or something, right? Because you keep changing them, and here the show is a good example as well. I mean, this is easy to show videos, but if you want to do documentary style shooting, you always always have to have at least 3 lenses. So.
Right, and I mean, I'm often working, luckily now, with larger crews, but there are still situations where just due to sensitivities or space, if you're working out of a helicopter, if you're working, in a very delicate situation where you've established very close rapport with the subject, and you don't want to have an AC there, you don't want the hassle, and you don't want to say, I know there's a really emotional moment happening, but I'm just going to switch a lens, that you just dial this over quickly, and all of a sudden you're in on that.
Even just to get the B-roll of an interview without disturbing a subject.
The whole situation, yeah. And again, taking advantage of primes. Now it doesn't have to be EF necessarily. We could go PL. We can go different models.
Anything that can be adapted to E-mount, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Not even E-mount. We can actually put straight PL. So the hope is eventually to be able to switch out the mounts itself. So native PL. So you'd actually be able to switch between lens mounts types on the mount itself.
But is this now, currently it's camera specific on the FS7, I guess?
So it'll go FS7, A7S, A7R, so it's also useful for still photographers, particularly if you're, the fellow was mentioning yesterday, wedding photographers who are carrying multiple bodies around because they're in a similar situation. It's they can't interrupt, they can't redo the scene, and you're going to have to grab a wide and close up at the same time. So this might be useful to them, and it will fit on the Sony DSLR style, the mirrorless. It'll fit on Venice, we put it on Venice, and I think the Rialta.
Is it the same, but it will be the same unit or different versions?
What we'd probably do is change the back out to optimize it for each of them. But I have literally mounted this same unit onto all of those cameras. Wow. So, yeah, it works with any E-mount. Now, we've done drawings, and it'll also work with Reds, Aries. For those, it'll have to mount directly to the camera, so that's attached with threaded attachments. Not as quick to remove. But certainly with E-mount cameras, anything that Sony's going to be coming out with in the near future, it should be working with.
Cool. What are your plans from here now?
Well, it's kind of like a science fair project. I bring it here, I'm like, well, I made this thing. What do you think? So yesterday...
It's always the question, what's the next step, right?
My hope is to find a partner who is interested in taking this and making it something amazing that we can all use. Because, I can flail a whale in my basement, and I'm working with a very good designer right now who's helped me with a bunch of the technical innards, and he's a fantastic genius. But even he's super busy. He works in the film industry, and we need somebody who can kind of take this, develop it, and make it something so that you and I can both use this thing when we need it, and it'll solve our problems. So
but then let me rephrase. What's your hope where it can go, and what's your hope where will you be with this in 3 years?
Well, ideally, they're just a common piece of gear that we throw in our kit. They're cheap enough that we just have it there as if we need it, and they're ubiquitous. They fit on multiple different camera types. They fit on multiple different lens types, and it helps me do my job, and you do your job. And it's really just about trying to solve this problem, because allowing cinematographers the world over to sleep better at night. I think that's really what I'm hoping for. Yeah.
That's a nice closing word, I think. Brilliant idea again. I think one of the coolest things we've seen at this show.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. And good luck with it, and I hope you keep us posted where it goes. Yeah. Sure. Thank you, Ian.
Thanks a lot.
And thanks for watching. Stay tuned to Cinema 5D for more coverage from NAB 2019. And please do subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't yet. Thanks.
Win $5,000 worth of gear in our NAB 2019 giveaway together with Serb and Joby. You can win a Genie 3-axis Pro Slider Epic Kit, a Magic Carpet carbon fiber slider, and a GorillaPod with Genie Mini. To enter the giveaway, simply click the link below and follow the instructions. All winners will be drawn on April 30th. Good luck and stay tuned to Cinema 5D.